Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist. And part of that job as that strategist is to help you heal and redefine your personal and business financial relationships so that you can grow and soar. I also strive to bring information and strategy that you may not necessarily think about, and in hopes to have some aha moments, right? Some self-discovery moments, and helping you see what no longer serves you so that you can release all of that and soar. Because when you do that, that's where the breakthroughs happen. That's where you start to shift. That's where the magic happens, be it in your personal finances or your overall business. All of August, I dedicated to life insurance, and this month as well, because September is actually Life Insurance Awareness Month, because it's so very important. And I started off August talking about the misconceptions of life insurance, because there's a lot of them. So go back. I did that for the first 2 weeks. So go back and watch those episodes and see what misconceptions you had as it relates to life insurance, so that you can move past those misconceptions and use this very, very powerful tool. So second half of August and all of September, we've been talking about reasons or ways to use life insurance. Again, trying to bring you information so that you can think about things that maybe you just haven't thought about before, right? So let's continue with that and look at reason number 13, which is wealth transfer. We talk about transferring wealth and I know somebody's probably saying, but Crystal, how am I going to transfer wealth if I don't have any wealth, right? Well, life insurance can facilitate that transfer of wealth to your heirs in a tax efficient manner. Death benefit is usually tax free, providing your family with a substantial financial resource to build on, right? And so let's look at a few examples or reasons for using that life insurance to facilitate wealth transfer to your heirs in a tax efficient manner. Number one, tax-free inheritance. You take out a life insurance policy with a substantial death benefit and name your children, the trust, right, as beneficiaries. Upon your passing, the death benefit is paid directly to them, free from federal income taxes, right? The reason why I say a trust is because, especially if your children are under the age of 18, they're not going to be able to get the money. It's going to, there may be a guardian or something assigned to them by the courts. But that trust allows you to dictate how the money is split, how it is, can be used, all of those things, your wishes. So life insurance allows you to transfer a significant amount of wealth without subjecting your heirs to income taxes, ensuring they receive the full value of the benefit to build upon their financial future. It's really, really, really important that when you're leaving wealth to your family, your children, that they don't have that tax burden, but also making sure that they know what to do and how to handle it after, right, you're gone. So number 2 reason is covering estate taxes. If your estate exceeds the federal estate tax exemption limit, your heirs may face a hefty estate tax bill. So that life insurance policy can be structured to cover those taxes, ensuring that your heirs don't have to sell assets or deplete the estate to pay the tax burden, right? And you would want to get with, your accountant to figure all of that out. But using that life insurance to cover estate taxes allows your heirs to receive their full inheritance without the need to liquidate family assets like homes, businesses, or investments, right? Or it eating up all of the money that you were absolutely trying to leave them. Number 3 is avoiding probate. Life insurance death benefits pass by the probate process and paid directly to the beneficiaries. This will ensure that your heirs receive the funds quickly without delays or fees associated with probate court proceedings. So I have given the example before of the young lady who went on vacation and died while she was on vacation. And she had an insurance policy through her job, and the beneficiary was her mother. Was the only beneficiary on the policy. The beneficiary was her mother, but her mother had died a year prior to. So when the family needed the money the most, they couldn't get it because then that policy became part of the estate and had to go to probate. Probate doesn't happen overnight, right? So you just want to make sure that you don't have to go to probate. So quick note, make sure that you go back and you check your policies whatever kind of policies you have, and make sure that there's a primary and a secondary, with that secondary being receiving the funds if the primary has preceded you in death or is just cannot be found, right? So using that life insurance, again, is going to ensure that your heirs can access the financial resources they need immediately without waiting for the estate to be settled through probate, preserving the wealth and avoiding unnecessary costs, because it's costs when you go to probate, right? Number 4, equalizing inheritance among heirs, right? You own a family business or a valuable asset that will be passed on to one child. To ensure that your other child receive an equivalent inheritance, you can use a life insurance policy to provide them with a tax-free death benefit of value, right? So let's say you have this family business and one of your children has worked the business and you're grooming them to run the business. Let's say the other one has their own career, didn't want to do that business. They're doing their own thing. Well, now you're handing this successful business to one heir. Well, what about the other? That life insurance policy allows you to be able to make sure and ensure that they get something of equal value, right? Again, it will stop the fuss, right, after you're gone. And number 5, providing for future generations, that legacy building thing. So you can establish that trust and fund it with death benefit from a life insurance policy. The trust is designed to provide long-term financial support to your children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, ensuring a lasting financial legacy. And we talk about wanting to be able to provide something for 10, 15 generations. In order to do that, you have to be able to leave some wealth, and then you have to instruct how that wealth is supposed to be built and teach your children so they can teach their grandchildren, so they can teach their grandchildren. You know what I mean? So it just goes on. And that's how you start to build and grow that generational wealth that we talk about, right? Just some examples to show you how life insurance can serve as a powerful tool for transferring the wealth to your heirs in a way that minimizes tax liability, avoids the probate process, and preserves the value of your estate for future generations. Remember, that's what this thing is about. It's not just about you right now today, but how do you positively impact the generations that follow you? So do me a favor. Think about your children and their children and their children's children's children. Have you thought about what it would look like with and without any inheritance? What would their life look like? Have you thought about how you can ensure their financial future? And how are you planning to make sure they have wealth? Let's talk about it, right? Remember, life insurance is a really, really great tool, and it's a necessity. And when I talk about getting your financial house in order, life insurance is part of that because it's such a great tool. So when you talk about you love your family and your children, get adequate policies so that you can make sure they're taken care of immediately after you're gone, but also that you can leave that legacy and impact generations to come. You should be thinking 4 to 5 generations after you. And so we as a people, and I'm talking about Black people specifically, we are missing out on an industry that can help stop that 2053 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth. We're missing out on the benefits of having life insurance, and we're missing out on the benefits of having a career in life insurance. And so when we talk about that 2053 prediction of Blacks having zero wealth, getting your financial house in order is how we ensure that prediction doesn't become reality. When we talk about getting your house in order and having life insurance and doing estate planning, it's how we ensure that that legacy continues, right? We talk all the time about building generational wealth. Well, how are you going to do that? Life insurance is one of those tools in order for you to do so. We talk about breaking generational curses. So if the curse stops with you, then a new system of success must start with you. You have to get the tools in order to create those new systems of success, to pass down the generational wealth, and not just pass it down, but pass down the knowledge and the tools in order for the next generations to continue to build on that wealth in order to pass it down to the generations that follow them. Got it? And we all know what my favorite thing is. It's life insurance this month. It is life insurance this month, and I'm always excited about it. I've been talking about how it's such a powerful tool. It's a truly powerful tool. The more you learn, the more you realize, oh my God, I could be doing so much more. So life insurance is my favorite thing today. And what are those next steps? Complete the life insurance calculator to see how much coverage you should have. The link is in the description. This sets a baseline, right? When you start to think about it, does it mean you can get it all at that point? No. Does it mean that it's all going to come in one policy? No. Does it mean that it's only going to be one type of policy? Doesn't mean any of that. Schedule that free consultation. That link is also in the description so that we can talk the strategy specific to you, your situation, your wishes. And then we can fill the gaps in the coverage, get your children insured, get your spouse insured. If we need to work towards something for the business, then we get an opportunity to be able to do that as well. But make sure that you schedule that consultation. Again, those links are in the description. Just don't keep putting it off. It doesn't matter where you are. You can call me from the US, anywhere. But as I always say, if not me, please talk to somebody. We can't just keep waiting. You can't keep seeing this information and not do anything about it. So if it's been helpful, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Definitely subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. But most importantly, I believe after you do what you need to do is that you share this information. Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't be a gatekeeper to your own success, but also don't be a gatekeeper to somebody else. You never know the situation of someone else, what they've been praying for, what they've been looking for. So make sure you are sharing this information. Trouble is, we always think that we have time. I'm not going to hammer this in, but we need to get it done today. And as always, give yourself some grace. Keep striving for your next level. Never, ever, ever give up on you. Always invest in you. I promise you, it is the best investment that you will ever make, and you'll never, ever regret it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you on the other side.